Okay. All right. Time to dive cringe, bros. What's up, buddies? Welcome to another episode of The Poor Man Road to Glory. Thank you so much, as always, for the amazing support on the channel. I think YouTube views of my channel, at least, but I did have a look around, and I think YouTube views in general have dipped really hard the last 3-4 days, at least for FIFA content. Don't know what that is, if people are just bored waiting for Team of the Year or what's going on. So as I asked in last video, I wanted to bring something a little bit more interesting. You guys have been begging for like a Q&A style video for quite literally years. I have not done a Q&A video on my channel since 2016. Now this is not going to be like my old school Q&A videos where it would just be a camera on me. I would edit in people's questions. I would then be in different parts of my house or out and about or answering in different situations. This is going to be a Poor Man Road to Glory style of a Q&A. So what that's going to involve is we have 150 player packs to open. They're the silver player packs, and I thought instead of just sitting there and trying to come up with topics of what to talk about, I asked on Twitter through the hashtag Ask2018 for you guys to fire me a bunch of cool, original, regular questions that I could answer while we're opening those packs, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So that's going to be the large part of the pack opening, or of the episode today, is going to be a live Q&A, and hopefully it'll be interesting for you guys. I literally have hundreds, but I favorited, I think, anywhere from 50 to 100 really cool questions from you guys that I'm going to read out, of course, and then answer as we're opening the packs. That's going to happen in the episode. We're also going to complete the Marek Hamšík League SBC, the opportunity cost, the coins as of right now that it has cost, the opportunity cost. That's going to be the new meme on my channel. The coins that it cost my Poor Man Road to Glory that I could have just sold on and got the coins instead of doing the SBC as of right now is 69,000 coins. A very sexual number, but not a lot of coins really when you think about it for the Marek Hamšík, and that calculates in me getting the 25,000 coins back and stuff like that. But what we haven't calculated, and I don't think there's any way we'll be able to calculate it, is I still have 16 huge packs to open for the Hamšík SBC that we're going to save for Team of the Year at this point. But suffice to say that as of right now, if I decided to sell all the sellable items in my club instead of do the Hamšík SBC, that crow creeps me out every single day. It's back, just staring at me through my office window on that stupid power line. Sorry, God, I literally have a goldfish brain. That actually completely distracted me. Nevertheless, I feel like for 69,000 coins plus 16 huge packs, I think that's worthwhile doing, at least for my Road to Glory. And we're going to do a squad builder today around that Hamšík. So we're going to complete the Hamšík. I think we're going to do the Q&A first, right at the start of the video. We're then going to complete the Hamšík. I want to do a squad builder around Hamšík. I've actually already picked up the players, so I'll talk to you guys about the players as we do the squad builder. And then we're also going to claim our FUT Champions rewards that, of course, we will be saving for Team of the Year as well. So I think we're gonna get right into it. What I gotta do here is I'm gonna quickly block the screen over here. I'm gonna log out, of course, on my main account, because as you guys have, or maybe you haven't seen, I have 273 packs ready to go for Team of the Year, but 150 of those are, of course, those player packs that we're gonna be opening right now. So we should have at least 130 packs ready to go for Team of the Year, and I still have 25 gold player upgrade packs, the rare ones to do. So we'll have well over 150 by next episode. Next episode is going to be an episode where we talk about our preparation for Team of the Year, being ready to go for Team of the Year, and then describing and explaining out every single thing we have ready. But let me not get too distracted. So we logged out there of FUT. I'm gonna bring the volume of the music down a little bit as well, because again, it's just background music, right? It's not meant to really be heard all that much. So that should have the page open and ready to go. There we are. Okay, so if I go over to web browser, there is the web app. So I hope I can keep on task here, but I figured out a very easy way to do this. So if I go to the middle of the page, there's the silver pack. So let's get into the Q&A as these silver packs are opening. The first one that I liked, which is a question that now, even though I've been on the show for, I was on that TV show for about, like, it's been about a year and a half since we recorded and the TV show hit the air all over the Americas and stuff. But all of a sudden now I'm getting questions all over the place about the TV show I was on. I think it's like available on YouTube or something, which is insanely illegal. But anyways, what was it like to be on the show Love It or List It? It was weird being on a TV show, I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's meant to be like an IRL show, like almost a behind the scenes look at people's real lives, it's still very swap with duplicate item. Okay, so that guy's untradeable anyway, so we'll just quick sell him. My god, this is gonna take 4 years to do. Yeah, so even though it was meant to be an IRL series, if you will, it was very pre-recorded, so it was odd. It was very, very odd to be on the show and, you know, have them tell you to like repeat things over and over again, and, you know, this isn't good enough, make sure you talk louder. Some really weird things, like if you guys did watch the TV show I was on, there's certain parts where I was meant to be upset that we had to do retakes over and over again because I wasn't upset. Like, oh well, you guys can't fix this, you can do this. I'm a very easygoing person. I know like Weekend League, it makes me psycho. So a lot of people might think like IRL, I'm an asshole as well. I guess on occasion I can be a bit of a jerk too, IRL, but for the most part, I'm very easygoing. So like when they would come to us with this stuff and be recording, I'd like, for the first takes, I'd be like, okay, you know, I understand. You know, things happen in construction. I get it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And they're like, no, retake. Nick, you gotta be upset. And then I'd be like, oh, you know, oh guys, this isn't great. I'm not, you know, oh, this is, and then they'd be like, Nick, please, can you be angry? I'm like, dude, I get all my anger out during Weekend League. Come on now. Perfect. So there you go. That's how you get rid of the duplicates to non-duplicates. So anyways, it was cool being on the show, but it was very odd. Like, the way they filmed it, having a crew of 20 people around you all the time, like with mics on you, was super weird. Obviously, I know I record and am on camera all day for streams and for YouTube as well and stuff like that, but it's a very different experience being like in a live show, if that makes any sense. So my god, I've got like 100 questions to answer, and that was what, a 5-minute answer to maybe the easiest question ever. Next up is from, oh, and by the way, Cocubin, thank you for that question. I appreciate that. On Twitter, Graphics asks, how close is the dream car, your Porsche Turbo, to being yours? Going on how big your channel and Twitch have become over the last few years, question mark. So, how do you answer that without sounding like a pompous asshole? I don't know if that's possible. It's just not on the priority list. My dream is to get an older Porsche, to build up over time, to make it a beautiful car, and all of that stuff. But I'm both as close as I'm ever going to be and as far as I'm ever going to be to affording that car, because I've just got more things to worry about. I'm more worried about making sure, like, we're already, even though they're very young, we're working on Ethan and Mila's college funds. I want to make sure that if they choose to go to college, that they are perfectly, they have my backing so that they don't have to take on student loans and stuff like that. We then have a fund as well that I want to put together that over time I can help Ethan and Mila buy a home when they're older, because again, especially in Vancouver, the housing market is stupid. Like, it's essentially unaffordable. So, and what might happen is they still might not be able to afford to live here. So depending on where they choose to move, we might even then sell our house. Of course, if you haven't seen the episode, I'm going to spoil it now. It's 2 years old. Boo-hoo to you. But we might then finally decide to sell the house that we're in and move maybe with them. So, I know that's a weird, like, almost political type of question, but I guess I'm not close to buying it because there's just too many more important things. Now, not to say that if like an amazing deal pops up for a Porsche somewhere, I'm not going to jump on it, because financially that would make sense. Like, the type of Porsche that I want to pick up is literally an investment. I will buy it now, and in 10 years or 20 years, it'll be the same amount or way more money. So at the end of the day, it's not like I'm going to be going to buy a, let's say, brand new Volvo SUV or something like that, you know, like we did for Steph 3 years ago or whatever, when she packed us that striker record breaker Ronaldo. That Volvo, I didn't buy it brand new because it has a price tag, and the second you drive it off of the dealer lot, it's worth like $30,000 less. So buying new cars of that stature that don't have a collector, obviously, have a collector, not influence, but I'm sure you know what I mean, have a collector value, it's not that. the Porsches that I would want are already old. They're already appreciating in price. So it ends up being a smart move. But as of right now, I just can't imagine that I'd be too interested in. Okay, so these are all quick sell duplicates. There you go, for 0 coins. Okay, so anyways, sorry. I think that's a terrible way to answer it, but hopefully that makes sense. Next question from George Magafast. Thank you, sir. Says, what's your view on the rest of FUT? We all feel similarly about FUT champs, but what about the draft, divisions, and even the daily knockout tournament? Oh, God. Everyone's going to be rolling their eyes saying, oh, here Nick goes again. He's just going to be sitting there crying and complaining. So I feel like that's a topic I've discussed a lot, but I did favorite this tweet because I wanted to mention a few things about it. First of all, there you go. See, there, finally one actual sellable duplicate. First of all, in terms of the other parts of FUT, the daily knockout tournament, I think is when they do cool requirements for the daily knockout tournament, I love it. Like, a week ago or whatever, there was a daily knockout tournament where you could only use 4 golds, and we built this really cool hybrid with Leeds players, Ronaldo Vieira, we got Dave Myler in the team, we used Patrick Kluivert's son, the silver card, and we had a blast. I played 4 super original teams, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but we won the final as well, so maybe I have a little bit more memorable experience too because I won the tournament, but it was just enjoyable. The problem with game modes like that is that EA uses what used to be very fun game modes now for people to qualify into the weekend league. That's not right. As I've said a million times over, everyone should be auto-qualified into the weekend league. If you have terrible rewards in the weekend league, in FUT champs, why not let anyone into it? The terrible players will get gold, bronze 1 or bronze 2 or whatever, you know? It just literally makes absolutely 0 sense in my opinion. So that's my first thought on it. I think I like the other modes, but I don't like the way it's structured, if that makes sense. The draft at this point now, I don't think is even worth doing. Unless player values skyrocket again, like let's say there's an SBC out there that makes low-end cards worth quite a bit, or high-end cards, whatever, worth quite a bit, then maybe doing the draft again is worthwhile. But I just don't think it's worth it. And then what was the other game mode that he mentioned? Draft and divisions. And divisions, again, I just think it's kind of a dead game mode as well. Because of Weekend League, because of squad battles, because of everything else, the draft, there's no real urgency or want or need to play divisions. If you're a great FIFA player and you want to practice, I guess, at your best, other than playing pros, Division 1 is going to be your best practice for FUT champs. So I understand people still playing the divisions. But the rewards aren't great. And the gameplay isn't amazing either. In fact, it's horrifying. So I guess I've got like a happy and upset feel in terms of gameplay. Like I think, or the other game modes other than FUT, I think a lot of them are dead and EA is not managing it properly. Like I think they need to bring back featured special tournaments again, daily, from Monday all the way through Sunday, every day or every other day they change, and anyone can go into them. And sure, you can have maybe if you win it, you can't play it anymore. So if the prizes are pretty cool, then the people that win it can't just constantly knock out other people trying to win it, right? For no reason at all. And then open up the weekend league. I think those are a few good, good ways. Wait, can I send these all? Store it all to the club? Hey, let's go. No duplicates. So anyways, hopefully that was a good answer. That was kind of also a terrible answer. But anyways, moving on. Kata, thank you for the question. Says, what is your dream accomplishment for this year? So for 2018, I honestly, God, my dream accomplishment, this is going to be so cringe to try and even talk about this. I guess we'll take it in terms of me as a content creator. My dream accomplishment would be at the end of this year to still be loving what I do, to still be enjoying whatever the newest version of FIFA Ultimate Team is, because I love FIFA Ultimate Team. There's certain parts of every iteration of FIFA Ultimate Team. With FIFA 18, unfortunately, I hate the gameplay. I find it terrible, whether that's the connection or whatever it is. So I guess like my dream accomplishment is still to be in love with what I do for a living, and still be slightly relevant, if that makes any sense. Like, hopefully by the end of the year, there's still going to be people that enjoy my content. I could care less whether that's 500 people or 10,000 people on stream. I could care less whether that's 5,000 people on YouTube or 50,000 people on YouTube, but I just hope that by the end of the year, there's just people that still enjoy my content because I really love what I do. I do. And I think at this point, for me going forward, it's just being part of this community would be a great honor for me going forward. I'm not sitting there thinking and hoping that I'm going to get 1 million subs on YouTube. That's not going to happen. I'm not sitting there thinking and expecting Rafael Vandervaart. Damn, that fall from grace. I'm not sitting there thinking that I'm going to be getting, you know, 1 million followers on Twitch and stuff like that. I just don't have those as goals. I'm very grateful to what I have, and I think just continuing on to enjoy what I do through 2018 is like one of the main things. I'm recording. I'm recording my Q&A. Yeah, no, absolutely. I would love it.
Do you want more eggs?
No more eggs. No food. Jesus. Do you love your wife, Nick? Yes. Yes, especially when she brings me coffee. Okay, so Ian asks, is it time to remove Chem Styles from FUT? In my eyes, it's killing the game. So I've talked about this a little bit, Ian. I think that's a great question. Thank you. Is it time to get rid of Chem Styles in FIFA? Now, there's going to be arguments either way, and I fully respect people's arguments either way. Now, the plus side of removing Chem Styles, and I think is kind of needed, is that it gives back a reason to upgrading your players. And it brings back the meaning of looking at players' in-game stats, and if they're good in certain areas, it's worthwhile upgrading your team. The flip side of that is anytime there's cool upgrades, you could look at that upgrade and be like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like my Anthony Martial, all I have to do is put a Deadeye Chem Style on him and he gets 95 finishing, you know? So why do I need to get myself this second informed Chucky Lozano when, you know, my Anthony Martial with a Deadeye does the same things? So that's the kind of negative side of the Chem Style where I think getting rid of Chemistry Styles, that was the question, right? Yeah, Chem Styles. That's where I think getting rid of Chem Styles brings back the need and the reward in upgrading your team and making it better. Again, your Cristiano Ronaldo might actually have a chance without Chem Styles of actually beating Eric Bailly or Sergio Ramos or other players. Now with the Shadow Chem Style, Eric Bailly and Sergio Ramos have the exact same sprint speed as Ronaldo and stuff, and you see it in game. In fact, sometimes they run faster than Ronaldo, even to a loose ball. Without the Chem Styles, it now levels the playing field a little bit. However, on the flip side of that argument, you could argue the exact way. A lot of people could say, yeah, but Chem Styles actually level the playing field a little bit. Sure, there's people that are paid to win or people that are me that are play to win, if you will, play a lot of games and get a great team that way. Some of us can't do that, but some of us still want to go into weekend league. So Chemistry Styles allow us to lower the gap, essentially. I can still have a lower end team, and if I understand Chemistry Styles, I can apply them the right way, and that low end team, thanks to Chemistry Styles, will compete against a high end team. Now, the guys that spend tons of money on the game absolutely hate that reason, but the people that don't spend a lot of money on the game, I can understand, love Chemistry Styles for that exact reason. So if I was EA Sports, I wouldn't know what to do to keep or get rid of Chem Styles, because either way, you're going to piss off one portion of the community, you know, depending on which way you go. So hopefully that answers it properly. If you could only listen to one music artist for the rest of your life, who would it be? Jesus Lord, dude, I have 20 billion of these packs to open. Give me a second here. Let's try and get back on track to actually opening these packs. I kind of wish I literally had someone opening these packs as I was talking. But anyways, if you only had to listen to one, Jesus Lord.
Sorry, there you go.
Thank you. God damn. Thank you very much. If you could listen to one music artist, for me, the only music I could listen to over and over again, and I'm gonna really make myself sound like a nerd, but the only music I can listen to over and over again is probably like classical music, because whether that's Mozart or, you know, whatever it is, classical music I can have in the background all the time. Would my streams enjoy that? Probably not. Would YouTube enjoy that? I'd probably be putting everybody to bed, even more so than my long intros put people to sleep. But I think that'd be the only type of music I could listen to. So Colin, thank you for that question. Chato Ritana, thank you for this question. If you had a choice to live with Zweibach or Nepenthes, who would you choose? Well, based off of how much I get abused by Nepenthes in my own Twitch chat, I'd probably live with Zwei, but then I would probably become massively obese because all we would eat is McDonald's. Oh, Jesus. That's a tough one. Be happy and morbidly obese with Zway, or be slightly upset but probably pretty fit with Nep, because then we'd work out. I'd bench press Nep into the ceiling. He'd be stuck in the ceiling for a few days, so I wouldn't even have to deal with his abuse for a little bit. Ooh, you know what? I'd probably live with Nep then. I'd have the sexiest dad bod ever. Jacob, thank you for the question as well. He asks, if you had a choice to meet Messi or Ronaldo in person and spend an entire an entire day with which one, who would you choose? So, based off of one criteria only, I would probably choose Cristiano. I would love to hang out with Messi. Trust me on that. I'm a bit more of a fan of Ronaldo IRL. I know, a lot of people would be real surprised by that. But the actual main choice as to why I would choose Ronaldo is because Messi doesn't speak English. So what are we going to be doing, man? He's just going to be looking at me like, who's this fucking asshole? And I'd be sitting there like, so, Madrid's really good, hey? I don't have a watch. I can't even look at the time. So at least with Ronaldo, I'd be able to try and talk to him. I'm sure he'd still be sitting there thinking I'm an absolute moron, but at least he'd be able to communicate somehow. So that's my answer to that. Valdemar Garf, thank you for the question, says, how do you keep yourself motivated to play FIFA? Well, first of all, I'm very fortunate to earn a living. Without going into the overall endless semantics, at the end of the day, I do earn a living by playing this game. So that is one of the ways I stay motivated, because I get a paycheck at the end of every month or the start of every month. So that's one big part. Obviously, EA don't pay me, but all of the things I do result in me getting paid. And for the most part, it's me playing FIFA. Now, we're playing Escape from Tarkov throughout every single summer. When FIFA's dead, we play other games. So it's not that I just play FIFA, but again, for ease of answering this question, makes it easier because I earn a living off of playing FIFA. Now, having said that, the other way I'm able to constantly play FIFA, even when I really don't want to, is my absolute addiction to this series. I love the Poor Man Road to Glory. I've said it a lot on my stream. I think if I wasn't running a Poor Man Road to Glory, I would not touch FIFA until Weekend League. First of all, maybe Wednesdays, like we did in previous years. If I wasn't running Poor Man Road to Glory, maybe every Wednesday I'd open 12,000 FIFA points or 24,000 FIFA points just for the new team of the week to have a little bit of fun. And then I wouldn't touch it until Weekend League. I'd use my team in Weekend League. I'd curse the game out. And then on Sunday, I wouldn't touch it again until the next Friday or the next Wednesday for an hour or two for packs and stuff. So thanks to the Poor Man Road to Glory, I think that's how I stay motivated. I just love this series. I love the progression. I love working towards, right now we're working towards an awesome pack opening for Team of the Year. Right now we're working towards, obviously, the next League SBCs that'll be coming out in a few weeks. We're working towards, obviously, completing this Hamshik, which we've done. We're working towards Dino. So there's just so much to work towards on this account that it absolutely keeps me addicted. So thank you for that question. Matthew says, what's the best moment you've ever had with your kids? I do not know how to answer that. There's so many moments. Again, not to be cringy and bring up the past, but obviously with all the medical stuff that we had with Mila and all the stress, and one of the best moments ever is after going through that very scary day with Mila with her CT scans and months of not sleeping well. We then had a meeting with the oncologist. He was a beautiful, just a lovely soul, a super old guy, an 85-year-old, he was the head of the department. He knew all the things that we were going through. So after everything, he sat down with us. We went through all of the scans and everything, and we basically got the all clear that Mila was fine. There was nothing to worry about. All we got to do now is every year we got to do a checkup. We'll go back to Children's Hospital, do a checkup just to make sure. It's being overly careful, but she's my baby girl. Of course I'm going to be overly careful, right? With her. So that was honestly one of the best days of my life with my kids. The other, where the hell are the packs? Here we are. The other stuff in terms of my kids are the very obvious things. The day Ethan was born was a day I'll never forget. That was amazing. The day Mila was born was absolutely amazing. The crazy thing is I started out my YouTube and streaming career 4 months before my daughter was born. You guys, for those of you that are old school viewers of my YouTube channel and old school viewers of my Twitch streams, you guys have seen every stage of my daughter's life. From birth all the way until now. All the good, all the bad. I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff, they feature on my streams all the time, in and out. Obviously, they come in, say what's up, and then they leave. But it's crazy to me to think that you guys have been through every part of that, and it just blows me away that still to this day There's a lot of you guys that are here even from back then. So it's hard to narrow down like the best days. Another best day for me spending with time with with my kids was when we landed in Hawaii, honestly. And I know that's like just a family vacation and stuff like that, but up until our trip to Hawaii, we haven't really gone anywhere like that. Like we went to Palm Springs, you know, years before that, but just getting to like a beautiful place like Hawaii and like just walking out onto the beach with my kids, like, you know, my son and daughter like playing in the sand, and after like sitting there spending 16 hours a day streaming and doing YouTube, to be able to sit back and like just watch my family like enjoy a holiday was great. And honestly, I'm very excited to plan our next holiday and stuff like that, because I think more than ever now, with all the stuff that happened, again, not to bring it up again, but with all the stuff that happened, I've realized just how important it is to spend time with family. And, you know, as a content creator, I'm sure all content creators deal with this, is I get really caught up in trying to constantly content create and constantly bring my viewers what I feel they deserve. I am blown away that there's this many people that choose to watch my videos or watch my streams. And I always feel like if I take time off, I'm letting them down, you know, and without you guys, I would be nothing, right? In terms of a content creator, would be doing other stuff, but in terms of Twitch and YouTube, if there wasn't you guys watching, I wouldn't be able to take my family on vacation. I wouldn't have been able to do all of the stuff we did for Mila, make sure she's okay. I wouldn't be able to do anything and everything. So, yeah, it's like that push and pull between making sure you cover, your basis in terms of pushing out enough content for the people that enjoy your content, but then also making time for family time. So that was a very long-winded answer, but as you can expect with how much I talk, this is the way Q&As are going to go. So this is a quick question from Cole. Since you're from Vancouver, are you a Vancouver Canucks fan? So as a kid, I grew up as obviously a super Canucks fan. I was addicted to football, soccer as a kid, and hockey. I was equally as addicted to playing and watching both sports. You know, I remember punching my friend in the face back in '94 when the Canucks lost to the Rangers in the finals. He wasn't even a hockey fan, and he just knew I would be pissed off in Game 7 after they lost. And as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, I remember punching him right in the face and never going to his house ever again. Literally, to this day, still have never talked to that guy. Not that I hold a grudge against him anymore, but what a dickhead. You know, like, come on, man. Fuck you doing? Anyways, yeah, so am I a Canucks fan now? I'll always be a Canucks fan. Do I follow the Canucks in great detail now? No, I genuinely just don't have time. I don't even watch Seahawks games. I'm not even wearing the Seahawks hat, am I? No, I'm not. I barely even keep tabs with what Leeds are doing right now with just everything that's going on. Of course, you get a victory player. Not that he's too needed anymore. We already did the SBC for free. But that's pretty funny. Pack weights are a thing, even in bronze packs, even in silver packs. We've just discovered it over and over and over again. There's no way that they don't reduce pack weight once very expensive silvers come onto the market. I just refuse to believe that. Anyways, am I a Vancouver Canucks fan? Yes. Am I dedicated to any teams right now? No, because the time isn't there. Corentin. Thank you, sir, for the question. So would you like to see EA periodically invite out a random set of content creators and pros every couple of months to sort of check up on the state of the game? Meaning, what changes should be made to gameplay and innovative content? Yes, 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 yes. 100% yes. That's too bad. I gotta quick sell this guy. Absolutely, I would love to see that, man. Like, I know that they've done it in the past. They don't advertise it, which again I think is poor marketing from EA. I know, I mean, certain content creators have talked when they fly out to EA, but EA themselves don't do a simple tweet out saying, "Oh, guys, this August we're flying out a bunch of pros to test out our game, etc., etc." Do you understand how excited the community would be to just hear that? To be like, "Oh my God, that's so great! We actually now have our own voices testing things out." So EA does do that. But first of all, they don't let the overall community know. Second of all, as far as I've heard from a lot of the pros and people that go test out their game, they implement literally nothing that is suggested by people that go test their game. That's what I've heard. Now, do I know if that's real? Can I confirm that? No. But from the overall majority of players that go and test their game and stuff like that, apparently they just, you know, thanks for your whatever, but then the implemented stuff is never really there. But would I like to see that happen more? Absolutely. I would love to, you know, myself I've made it my own fault that I don't have an open dialogue with EA. Hopefully in the next few years that happens. But I do think it's very important to have an open dialogue with your content creators. Like, the best example I have right now is Escape from Tarkov. It's not a new game, but it's a new game that I've discovered that is essentially, for those of you guys that watch my random sporadic uploads on YouTube of PUBG, my random uploads of Fortnite, my random uploads of H1Z1 and stuff like that, or you watch my streams where I play other games. Escape from Tarkov is essentially, to me, a new game that has come out that is essentially a hybrid of PUBG in terms of like it's a BR feel, but it has the IRL gameplay feel of Arma or DayZ without the zombies, of course, but then it also brings in the loot customization and or the IRL PvP element of like the Division's Dark Zone. So it's like a hybrid of all of that mixed with the difficulty and the unforgivingness of one of my favorite games ever, Demon's Souls, Dark Souls. Literally, if you have all of your gear, you're looting through a map, you're raiding through a map, even with your buddies. If you die, you lose all your gear. That could be hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gear. You lose it. And you got to grind again and try and get it up. So I love that game. The second so this is, I will get to my point about, you know, EA and them working with their community and stuff like that. The second I tweeted, I didn't even at the game company. Did not even at the game company, the company that runs, develops, owns, produces that game. The second I tweeted that I was interested, I was going to do it on stream, just letting my viewers know, they followed me, started DMing me saying, dude, like, thank you. We're so like appreciative that you'd be willing to try our game out and stuff like that. Give us a chance. I have an open dialogue right now with their developers. Say it's a huge game. It's now one of the biggest games on even Twitch right now. You know, Shroud's playing it now. You've got all these guys are playing it, and they still communicate with me on a daily basis. I message them with things I think are good or bad. They reply saying thank you so much. And even if they disagree, this is what I love about them and what I don't understand about EA not talking to their content creators. Tarkov's developers, even if they disagree with my idea, they will just be honest. So one of my ideas with Tarkov, again, it's a very realistic game, but you can match up with your teammates. And the problem is when you go into a map with your teammates, it's meant to be a realistic game. So I have no indication who's in my team. And if we're going through looting buildings, you can come across another set of players, and because you don't know who they are, you could think they're your team and they could just kill you. So there's that element of incredible stress. So what I told them is, considering there's so much loss of gear and stuff like that, and there's so much risk, wouldn't it be cool if you had your team to put like a marker on them? I know it's not so realistic, but I thought that would be a cool addition. And they literally replied saying, you know, we understand, we've been even watching your streams and stuff like that. We see that that can be very stressful. However, we're not going to add something like that because that takes away from the realism, like the whole purpose of it and its realism. But don't you worry, we've seen you and the rest of the community having, you know, dealing with that type of stress. So there will be something that we're going to be implementing into the game that will allow it to be easier for you to tell who's your team, who isn't. Very similar to what you could do IRL in a stressful situation. So what does that mean? They're trying to keep it on the hush hush, but it could mean something as similar as like colored armbands. You can customize parts of your loot and your helmets and stuff to match your teammates and whatnot. So I love that. They disagree with what I want, or what I'm not want, but what I'm suggesting to them, and they tell me. And me, as a content creator, I can then go to all my viewers that are sitting there like, dude, I love this game, but how shit is this that you have no idea who you... And I can then tell them, guys, they said this, they're looking at this. EA are quite literally the polar opposite of that. They don't talk to their content creators. They don't ask their content creators or their communities for advice. And even when they do, not only do they not communicate with them, they don't even take into account anything that is suggested. So I just see over and over again all these other huge gaming companies that recognize and appreciate content creators and their communities in that they can help them build a better game. And it just makes me so sad that it's been so many years of EA just constantly thinking that their viewers, their users, and their content creators owe them something, as opposed to being grateful to their content creators, and more specifically, the users of their game. They constantly have this aura, and maybe they don't mean it, but they constantly have this aura, this feel of like, nah, you shut up, we're the big company, we're not telling you shit. Just take what we give you, enjoy it, and give us your money type of thing. Now, do they mean that? I don't know, but I'm sure that's what I see and feel through their actions on social media, in-game, etc. And considering they don't talk to us, you know, everyone's left to come to their own understanding. So anyways, God, is that a long-winded answer? This might end up being like a 5-hour video. who cares? It's really fun. I'm actually really enjoying myself. This is making opening these stupid silver packs really fun. So Corentin, thank you for the question. I do appreciate that. In short, I would love if EA were more open and had a dialogue with either the content creators or the overall FIFA community. I think the game could only benefit from that. Okay, moving on. Nace, thank you very much for the question. I want to make sure I'm not opening the wrong packs. Okay, have you ever thought about what you might do job-wise when you stop streaming? Are you going to work at all? Are you ever going to work at all? Okay, so someone that seems to think that content creation is just someone playing a game, and then all the business side of things, the uploading, all that stuff just happens by magic. Now, am I going to do stuff outside of content creation if I stop streaming or stop doing YouTube? Sure. What I'm going to do then, I don't know. Am I going to start up my marketing company again? Like, I have a business degree. Like, I lived a long life before I became a content creator. So do I go back to that? Working in marketing, maybe for a brand, like maybe starting my own marketing company. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but yes, I can't imagine that I just would stop working outright. You know, when I stop streaming in YouTube, I am way too restless to be able to just sit around and do nothing. Having said that, I think even as long as my Twitch channel and as long as my YouTube channel is around, whether or not I get a huge amount of views or a low amount of views, I think I would still continue streaming. Maybe not uploading regularly to YouTube, but I would continue streaming because I love streaming. I love hanging out with, you know, my community, no matter how big or small it is. And I love playing games. So the fact that I could continue to just play games, but while talking to other people, I can't imagine I would stop that. Whether or not I did it as a job, that would obviously be dependent on, you know, a lot of things. So thank you for that question though. Appreciate that. Ziad Mhanna, thank you for your question. What was your worst childhood memory? I've got a lot of rough childhood memories. You know, I don't remember my parents getting divorced. My parents got divorced when I was 2. But what I do remember is when I was very young, my parents got divorced, and then my mom, as a single mom, couldn't afford really to barely keep food on the table. So we moved in with my Oma, and lived with her for many years. And my dad, to pursue his career, moved away. So my dad moved away to Boston, and he spent the next 10 or 12 years in Boston, New York, New Jersey, working and stuff. And some of my worst childhood memories is, you know, being an only child to a single mom, having your dad come visit, you know, once a year. And that's not nothing against my dad. My dad didn't have the money and he was trying to make something of himself. So it's not like I hold a grudge against my dad for this. But the hardest thing ever was like seeing my dad as a kid and literally like holding on, and just like anybody, I'm sure you love your dad to death and you want nothing but approval and love from your dad. And then to get like a week with him and then have to drive him to the airport with my grandparents. Like I remember still to this day, whether I was 4, 5, 6, 7, I just constantly remember like crying, like the cringy story that you would expect it to be, like as we're driving away from the airport and just, you know, being super upset about it. So that's definitely some of my worst memories. Like, you know, having to constantly say goodbye to my dad was always pretty rough, but I was lucky enough that my dad gave a shit, you know, and at least he came back and would try and hang out with me. So you got to take the positives there. Other poor childhood memory is probably not childhood. I guess that's teenage years, but dealt with bullying in high school. When I moved to a new school in grade 8. So that was shit. That was really bad. But that's not a childhood memory. I think that's probably one of the crappier sets of memories I have, you know? I don't really remember having a lot of bad childhood memories. Like I said, we didn't, my mom, as a single mom, didn't have a lot of money, but she did everything she could to try and provide for me. My dad back then didn't have a lot of money, but I'm sure that he sent my mom money to help and make it easier for us. So like my parents did everything I could. So because of that, bless their hearts, like I don't have terrible memories, if that makes sense. We didn't have money, but doesn't mean I didn't have great memories. My grandparents on my dad's side of the family, my Jido and Teta, they still lived in Vancouver. So every weekend they would come and pick me up and I'd get to go hang out with my cousins. Hey, the man himself. You know, I'd get to go hang out with my cousins. So I don't really have terrible childhood memories, honestly, other than those few things I mentioned. But anyways, thank you for the question. Let's swap Dave and then we'll sell his duplicate. There we go. Hampus Worsen, thank you for your question. Says, what would you change to FUT if EA invited you to help and improve the game? Love you and your videos. By the way, been watching you since early 2015 on YouTube. So thank you for that message, first of all. again, in terms of my streams, I've said this type of stuff over and over and over and over again. However, one of the things I would love to see changed, obviously the obvious ones of them working on gameplay. And if that means whatever it means, if that means the gameplay is so bad because servers are an issue, that would be the first fix that I would love to see, is them actually going back to like pre-patch FIFA 18 while fixing the broken things. You fix the slow, Titanic moving defenders at the launch of the game. You fix the horrendous player switching that literally would take 7 hours to switch a player. I mean, they make the game manual defending, but then have defenders turn like boats and have the player switching take 4 hours. Like, just psychotic decision making. And then fix the certain issues with goalkeepers not being able to make saves properly. I would say going back to that and then trying to develop that, which is a much more user-involved game, and then work on servers would be probably the two main things I would love to see them do. However, little updates to FIFA in general, I would love to see. I would beg EA to start giving off, again, sorry for constantly bringing back Escape from Tarkov, the game itself, but that game's statistical analysis is mind-blowing. Do you understand how many stats and numbers and figures in the game with how many players are playing that game has to track for you in your stats tracking? And yet we're almost 10 years into FIFA Ultimate Team. They've made billions of dollars a year and they still track goals and assists for fucking goalkeepers. They still track goals and assists for center backs instead of giving us man of the matches and block percentages, blocks per game average. Dude, are you kidding me? Like, I would literally, unfortunately, be sitting there in a meeting room with them, probably not with this type of an attitude, but I would be like, dudes, like, come on, man. You clearly have a user base of FIFA Ultimate Team users that love statistics. You've got games tracked, you've got all these things that can track. Your user base enjoys statistics and building up statistics on their players. How have you kept it like this for so long? Like, I think that's one of the biggest things that needs to happen. The other thing that needs to happen that we've talked about ad infinitum is they need to rework the chemistry system and the position change system hugely. This is not EA's Ultimate Team. This is not a league Ultimate Team. This is called Ultimate Team. You should be able to build your Ultimate Team. If you want to use Meunier's Futmas card at center mid and link him up with Messi at cam and link those two up with Ibra and Lewandowski, you should be able to do that. Whether over time you work to having them on full chemistry or you can buy stuff on the market to get that team to full chemistry, that is what you should do. If I want to be a psycho and use Kyle Walker and Aubameyang at center back, I should be able to do that. Guess what? It then should be on EA to develop a game where the actual terrible defensive statistics of Aubameyang, the actual relatively poor height of Walker, marking of Walker, actually hurts me, so someone that sees that can put on a Lewandowski or a Harry Kane to take advantage of the defenders I have. Like, that needs to be in the game. It really does. You know, the fact, and I bring this up over and over again, that I can still, even right now, get Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at center back on 7 chem. Kyle Walker at center back on 7 chem. But Leo Messi, I cannot put him at cam on more than 3 chemistry. And that's the chemistry system and the position change system that we've had for almost 10 years in FIFA. Come on, guys. You got to do better than that. Anyway, so I think in a probably much more political and polite sense and delivery, those are the things I would talk about at EA that need to be fixed. I'm sure there's way more stuff that I would ask you guys as my community. If I was going for a meeting with EA, I would ask you guys to, you know, your thoughts and what you think we should change, and then I would take that to them as well if I missed anything. KO3, thank you for your question. Favorite game that you have played when you're bored of FIFA? So, I mean, again, not to repeat myself, but I'm addicted to Escape from Tarkov. I wish I was being paid to say this as well because I love the game so much. I would love to be sponsored and be paid by this company. I'm not. So take that as you will. Fortnite and PUBG, I love still very, very much as well. I, in fact, am in a place where I'm actually irritated with how many games I love to play because there's no time. Like, I wish I could have 45 hours in a day so that I could stream FIFA, Poor Man Road to Glory, record videos for 3, 4, 5 hours, then stream 6, 7 hours of Escape from Tarkov. That's unfortunately a discardable duplicate. Then stream a bit of Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, there's too many awesome games out there, which is why I think a lot of people are giving up on FIFA. There's so many more options now, whereas in the past, there never were those options. Anyways, Pahispatu, thank you for the question. Says, do you think that FIFA will be still popular in 2025? Or will there be something else to take over the scene? I have no idea, dude. I think sports and gaming in general will be around forever. Will EA Sports be running it still? Probably, considering the monopoly they have over licensing and stuff like that. I can only imagine that they'll still be running it all. But you never know. They might do something absolutely terrible. They might, not pay attention and literally just lose their licensing, and another company signs up all their licensing and then starts developing a game around the league licenses and team licenses. Who knows, right? You can't predict that. But what version of FIFA? Will it be full virtual reality in 2025? Will video games even be a thing in 2025 as we know it? Or will they be just absolutely completely changed? Will we all be decimated and destroyed and shot into outer space because the robots have taken over? Maybe as well. Who knows? Will, a few world leaders annihilate the Earth before then with their one has a smaller nuclear button and then the other one has a much bigger one on their desk? What they do? Still gonna kill us all, you fucks! Sorry, please don't demonetize me, YouTube. But yeah, who knows what the hell's gonna happen in 2025, man? That's so far away, dude. Anyways, Jordan, thank you very much for the question. What will you be doing for 1 million subs? I will be doing nothing because I will never get to 1 million subs on YouTube. The way my channel grows is it grows minutely every day, if that, every month, if that. It's just not gonna happen, dude. I don't do content that's gonna, hit search engines and get huge sub bases. I don't really do collaborations with anybody. I do my thing. I do the Poor Man Road to Glory. I do occasional pack openings. I do occasional IRL videos, occasional Q&As like this one. So I will be doing nothing. I will not get 1 million subs ever, as far as I know. And I'm not really chasing it either. So, Jack, thank you for the question. Says, what types of games did you play when you were a kid? So, I, as long as I can remember, was addicted to football, addicted to hockey, and addicted to cars. Literally, you're just your classic boy. So when games started coming out, my cousins, for the most part, had these gaming consoles. But when games started coming out, I remember playing, maybe on Sega Genesis. My cousin had this game that literally every weekend we would play endlessly. I believe it was called Wayne Gretzky's, Google it if I'm right, Wayne Gretzky's Blades of Steel. Oh my God. It was the most addicting game ever. So as a kid, I remember playing that endlessly. I remember us playing football games endlessly. I believe it was a version of FIFA of some sort. I'm trying to remember what it was exactly. I do remember smashing my cousins way back in the day using Ajax, back when Huntelaar was just starting out there. And I remember my cousin losing his mind and constantly saying, screw this Hunter lag loser. Because, I was very talented at video games even back then, and my cousin was using Real Madrid or Barcelona or whatever and still getting smashed. So yeah, those were the type of games I was playing. NHL, whatever version of hockey there was, whatever version of football there was. And then whenever Gran Turismo came out, I was addicted to that gaming franchise up until very recently. Gran Turismo, I've spent ungodly hours with myself and my cousins doing essentially a Poor Man Road to Glory, but with cars. Every single year that game was out. And great games. All right, moving on. This has already been an hour recording, hasn't it? My Lord, and we're nowhere near finished. Sean says, who would you say got the best deal for Coutinho? Liverpool getting 142 mil to spend on other players, or Barcelona getting Coutinho? I think it's probably a shared benefit. I think absolutely Liverpool got an incredible deal. Do you guys remember back when Coutinho was at Inter? Dude, he was a baller. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident that Liverpool picked up Coutinho when he was known to be a baller from Inter Milan. I'm pretty sure they got him for 10 million or something like that. Not that long ago either. 10 million for Felipe Coutinho is the deal of the century. Now, I don't know the details of what was going on at Inter. Maybe he wanted to leave. He was pulling an Alexis Sanchez and just, wasn't signing anything or whatever. end of his contract. I have no idea what the actual details are, but at the end of the day, I think Liverpool and their fans should be very grateful for what they got out of Coutinho, how much he did for Coutinho, how disgusted I am to see all over Twitter people calling Coutinho a snake. Are you dumb? The man's going to Barcelona. You got him for 10 mil. You sold him for 146 mil. And while he was going to Barcelona, he still played his heart out. And Liverpool fans have the nerve to say that he's a scumbag. And that's all I see in my Twitch chat. All I see all over my mentions and stuff like that. Like, are you kidding me? Try dealing with what, oh my God, are we almost done? Try dealing with what like Arsenal fans are dealing with Sanchez and stuff like that. Nevertheless, I think Liverpool and their fans came out on top. What they do with that money is going to obviously dictate how well they do. Carlo, thank you for the question. Says, what are you thinking? Should EA give us monthly rewards for squad battles? I think that they're not going to, because already with all the reward systems that are in place, the monthly rewards for FUT champs, I think everything that they've done is actually stopping people from spending a lot of money on the game. People that are good at the game. Now, people still are pushed, not pushed, but coaxed into spending a lot of money on this game, right? Whether it's through their gambling addiction, whether it's through their pack opening addiction, whether it's through them thinking that putting money into packs and getting better players is going to help them win, etc., etc., etc. But I just think that with the amount of rewards that are out there, I don't see EA implementing squad battles monthly rewards. I think it's just yet something else that they would probably think would move people away from spending money on their game. That's just my thought process. Could be wrong. I don't know. You can let me know what you think. Pahi Spotu again with another question. If there would be only one game you could play for the rest of your life, what would it be? So I don't think this is going to surprise a lot of people. But FIFA Ultimate Team, whatever version of that is the game that I play either a little or an insane amount, depending on the release, but it has been a game that I have played 365 days a year until the next newest game comes out since 2009. So very simply, if I was forced to only play one game for the rest of my time, I would, as much as I complain about it, I would absolutely only play FIFA Ultimate Team, whatever version they had out there. Are you sure you want to send this to transfer list? Store all in club. There we go. So there's the answer to that. Alex, thank you for the question. How much money have you spent overall on packs ever? I feel like I'm one of the only YouTubers and streamers that ever talks about, honestly, how much money I've spent on a given release of FIFA and then on a yearly basis. Because I know streamers and YouTubers spend as much as I spend or way more, and they don't mention a thing. But I don't know how I would calculate that out, dude. Ever? Like, again, in FIFA 10, FIFA 11, FIFA 12, I wasn't a streamer, but I was probably still spending thousands of dollars a year on packs because I love the game and I had a disposable income. I was working full time. So I mean, you know, not to shock people, but it will definitely be well over $100,000 over the last 9 years, 10 years, especially considering the last 4 years I've been doing it as a content creator. So I might have to refresh. I might have to refresh the web app, dudes. Let's see. Let me just refresh the web app. But yeah, definitely over the 100,000 mark, undoubtedly. You know. So moving on. Thank you for the question. Ashley, thank you as well for the question. Mrs. Ashley, what was it like being on TV? Did you have to act? So I feel like we've already kind of answered that question. But the long and short of it is yes. We basically had to react how we would react to certain situations, but then we had to repeat that reaction to 20 different camera angles, to 20 different situations, to take me there. Oh, okay. So yeah, the short answer is yeah, we had to act, and it was really weird because we had to act, but in the form of real TV. If that makes sense. Now, it wasn't scripted. I didn't have to read script and do that, but you know, short of reading script, we did have to act. So hopefully that answers your question. Like I said, a lot of people asking a lot of questions about Love It or Listed and us being on the show. I don't know why all of a sudden it's such a popular topic, but hey. Mateo, thank you for the 20 hours question ago. What the hell am I saying? Thank you for the question. Okay, favorite, well, this is going to be very easy. Favorite defender, the one tough one's going to be midfielder. Favorite defender, midfielder, and attacker of all time. So favorite attacker of all time is Ibra. You guys know that, I think, by now. Second favorite, and very close to Ibra, is Dino. It's Ibra and Dino for me, like, almost tied, I would say. Defender, Rio Ferdinand, without a shadow of a doubt. Maybe Jaap Stam through my youth. I really enjoyed watching him play for the Netherlands. And then midfielder, I don't have like an absolute favorite midfielder ever, but I think it would be a one or other of either Nigel de Jong or Wesley Sneijder. Still to this day think that 2010 Wesley Sneijder carrying the Netherlands to the World Cup final, having the Netherlands should have won the World Cup final. Robin fucked it up. Sneijder sent him in on 2 breakaways. Robin bottled it. Wesley Sneijder in 2010 carried Inter to the treble, Champions League, Cup, League, etc., and he did not win. He did not win the Ballon d'Or. Nevertheless, I think it probably is Sneijder or Nigel de Jong as my favorite midfielders ever. And maybe I'm missing a few players here and there, but I think for me and my era of enjoying football, it's one of those two. So Michael says, what was your job before you began earning enough money off of playing FIFA, streaming, YouTube, etc.? I mean, dude, I started working against my dad's wishes in high school. I think I was in grade 11 or something like that. I think my first ever job was at a gas station, just pumping gas. I just wanted to earn my own income. I didn't want to have to depend on anyone if I wanted to go somewhere or do this. So I had a drive to work very early. But dude, I mean, my last job before doing this was running my own company, my own marketing business. My job before that was working in a marketing department for a company for 2 years. Incredibly boring and incredibly unsatisfying. The pay was amazing, but so unsatisfying. And then I've done anything and everything between working in a movie theater, sweeping up popcorn and spilled drinks as a kid, working in construction companies, working as a plumbing apprentice, working in the car industry, working in trying to become a mechanic apprentice for HPA Motorsports, which is one of the world's leading tuners, like for Volkswagens, and probably is like essentially the rough of Porsches, like the high end tuner for Volkswagens and Audis and stuff like that, or I don't know, I'm trying to think for like Mercedes. What are those crazy tuners that Mercedes have that like their upgrades are insane? Anyways, so doing stuff like that, working for sales at Volvo. Dude, oh my God, I'm missing so many things. Being this close to joining the Canadian Army, being this close to literally going into the police, the Vancouver police. Oh my God, there's so many jobs getting into accounting, going to school for accounting, going to school for dentistry, where working in a huge construction auctioneer company as well while I was in school called Ritchie Brothers. Dude, anything and everything I've done. You know, because I never really knew what I wanted to do. It took me a long time to figure out that I really enjoyed business. I really enjoyed the marketing side and helping companies essentially get the maximum amount of sales and stuff for what they're doing and all of that. You know, it took me a very long time to discover that that's what I wanted to do. And then I fell ass backwards into streaming and YouTube and all that. So hopefully that answers the question. Very long-winded. Eric, thank you for your question. What are your thoughts on this? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just open a pack here. What are your thoughts on this? EA are aware of all the issues in FUT, kickoff goals, button lag, etc., but do not know how to fix it. They've created a game which they no longer can control. Well, okay, that part doesn't make any sense. It's not like they've created a robot that's taken over their lives. But anyways, can therefore give us no information on the matter. Just speculations, though. Now, to maybe backtrack on the, you know, tinfoil hat wearing part of this question or message, sure, I think there's a lot of things in the game that if they were to fix it would fundamentally break other parts of the game, and they just can't say that. So what do? Not say a damn thing. The fact that a version of the kickoff boost has been in FIFA since FIFA 11, like, there's clearly some sort of gameplay flaw or mechanic, or it just costs too much money where the actual shareholders do not want to approve them dumping that type of money into fixing something that according to the shareholders, look at how much money you guys are making. Look at how much time people are spending on your game. You don't need to fix something like this, which seems to be splitting hairs and, you know, fixing these small things. Look at how much money you're making. So there could be that, right? That we just don't see on the outside. So in part, yeah, I agree with your message. I don't know how deep or how crazy it, you know, their issues go. I don't know. I'm not a developer, but I can imagine something along those lines being an issue. Below average FIFA should be my Twitter name. Thank you for your question. Says this is an idiotic question. I wanted to read this out because honestly it just hurts my soul. But anyways, thank you for your question. Is the negativity that's being spread around by YouTubers causing even more problems with FIFA their fault? Seems every video I watch now I keep getting told. I'm being told how awful the game is. Now people seem to use it for every problem. No, I have no idea what you're saying. You could use the gray matter in your brain, in your own brain cells, to make decisions on your own. You don't have to be told by anyone that the game is broken. In fact, you could go play one entire full weekend league and figure that all out for yourself. You're not being told. People are saying and complaining about the broken game. They're not telling and demanding that their users believe that the game is broken. So, I don't know. I just wanted to, because there's a lot of people that think like this guy, that drink that EA Kool-Aid and just, you know, and really just, maybe they don't play the game. Maybe this guy doesn't spend a lot of time on the game. Maybe this guy just loves the game and doesn't care about the gameplay. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe this guy lives inside of the FUT Champs server. So his connection to the game is God tier. This guy might literally be the dude that's inside the servers and has like a console linked up to the servers. And he just has the best gameplay that we all dream of. And maybe that's why he thinks everyone's a psycho and insane and there aren't any issues. That's also a possibility. Ian, thank you for the question, says, what impact does streaming have on your personal life? A massive impact. I have, unless I force myself to, I don't have much of a personal life. I wake up, I try to get a bit of a workout in, I say hi to my kids, spend a few minutes with them, and then I fire up my stream, I start streaming. I stream and try and record at the same time, but that I stream anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, most times 7 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. And then after I'm done streaming, I have to spend anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a night, maybe more, doing YouTube stuff. And then I also have to spend a lot of time, because people seem to forget that there's a billion other things that you have to do for a YouTube channel and a stream, whether it's setting up emotes, organizing all of your contracts, going through all of the financials, doing all of those millions of things that it takes to run a business. For myself, that is technically 3 businesses, right? Our clothing line, our merch line, my YouTube channel, and my Twitch channel. So does streaming in YouTube have an effect on my personal life? Absolutely. I don't have one unless I force it. So I force myself to go on a vacation with my family. I force myself to take a day off. I don't see my cousins. I don't hang out with my buddies because there's just so much that I got to do. Or I feel, not that I gotta do, because I can literally just stop, but that I feel I owe to do, because I'm in a very privileged position. I'm very lucky to have people that enjoy, or maybe not even enjoy, but watch my content, that I don't want to let them down. And I have no idea how long I'm gonna be on this earth. I have no idea how long I'm gonna be relevant in this form. And I want to maximize the potential for my family. I want to make sure I maximize the potential as well for the people that enjoy my content or watch my content. So yeah. Not much of a personal life, gonna be honest there. LeSmig, thank you for the question. What's your opinion on teams being funded by an unlimited budget, turning the sport into a business, ruining the competition? I'm looking at you, PSG. Real Madrid, anybody really you want? Or Man City, etc., Chelsea of yesteryear, and even now, do you think teams could use a salary cap spending limit? So, very similar to the chemistry style question from earlier, you can argue, debate, discuss both sides of this topic. So I'll give you an example. North American sports kind of have those salary caps and stuff like that to bring an evenness in the teams. However, if you guys don't know, North American sports are very corrupt, very disgusting how they're run and how things and how teams, cities, fan bases get fucked over, screwed over. Sorry, again, hopefully we stay monetized. But they do it. And I find it boring as hell, personally. I like how football is, where there are no salary caps in Europe and stuff like that, because I love seeing the huge dynasties, the huge powers that be, the Milans of yesteryear versus the Milans of now, the trash bag cities of yesteryear that get relegated, and now the Man City of now. You know, the Leeds United, the team that I fell in love with, were literally, essentially, the Chelsea or Man City of what you see right now, back in the late 90s or early 2000s, if you will. I love seeing that because it means so much when the Leeds of recently in League One beat the Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson at their best in the cup. Jermaine Beckford scoring a breakaway goal past Edwin van der Sar. As a fan watching that game, I can't tell you how exciting it is to have your smaller team beat a god team. And, you know, I don't know. So selfishly, I don't really agree on teams being funded by unlimited budgets and it ruining the sport. I think it makes the sport exciting. Does it make it insanely harder for smaller teams to start winning titles and stuff like that? Sure. But how much more incredible are stories like Leicester? How would Leicester winning the title have meant anything? Would anyone ever even talk about that in the future or now or as it happened if the Premier League had salary caps and a similar running process to like the MLS? No, not at all. It makes stories like Leicester or, you know, what was it, Wigan or something like that, winning the FA Cup and stuff. Like teams like that and stories like that, so much more special when it happens for smaller teams. So selfishly, as a sporting fan of a team that used to be amazing and is now working their way back, hopefully, I like the system. I do. I really do. And I'm sure that's maybe against the grain of opinion, but I really like it. So thank you for your question, though. I do appreciate it. The Norfolk Midget. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for your question. Says, do you and Steph plan to have any more kids? No. Two is a party. Continental Fire. Thank you for your question. What are your goals to reach by the end of the year? Did I not answer a similar question to that? But if we want to put numbers to it, I guess I'll set a number. We have 750,000 followers on Twitch. Just so for poops and giggles, let's say by the end of 2018, let's see if we can get 850,000 subscribers. Look at that Lille center back. That guy's worth like 25,000 coins. It's crazy. And then for YouTube, let's see if we can get to, we just cracked 600,000 subscribers. It's not going to happen. But let's see by the end of 2018 if we can get to 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. So there, hopefully that answers it for you. But like I said, in terms of goals, I've already explained what I want to do. So there's at least a statistical or number answer for you, a more solid answer. Don't care either way, though, to be honest, in terms of what we get growth wise. Reese, David, and Lewis. Is that 3 people or 1 person? Do you literally have 3 first names as your first, middle, and last name? Good lord. Do you have any hobbies outside of YouTube and streaming? I am a huge petrol head, a huge car guy. Unfortunately, that hobby died the second my YouTube career and streaming career took off. I just don't have time for it. And that is something that I would love to bring back into my life. And something somehow I'd like to do maybe on stream and or for YouTube videos. Like I'm very jealous of what Bez is doing, where he's bringing his like car hobby into his career. And I would love to do, oh my God, we're almost done. I would love to do something similar to that. After your appearance on Love It or Listed Vancouver, would you consider a career in television post or during your streaming career? Well, I've actually turned down certain jobs, in the television industry, radio industry as well, over the last couple of years, purely because this is what I love to do. And like I said, I've got a Prime Silver player pack. Let's open that. This is what I love to do. So I wouldn't want to give it up. So during my YouTube and streaming career, no. After it, I have no idea. Potentially, I think that could be pretty cool. So let me send him to the trade pile. I don't know if he's worth anything. Let's send him to the trade pile. He might be worth something. And then we'll store all of the rest. But yeah, I'm not sure. Send you to transfer list. Send this Brazilian to the transfer list. And then these two, I would assume, are completely worthless. I would love to get into, and I'm sure a lot of people would turn their noses up at this, but I would absolutely love to get into like some sort of sports journalism, if you will, of some sort. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Or even outside of TV, I would love to work within professional sports organization. I would I ever get that chance? You know, I don't know, probably not, but I think that would be so fun to do. Joseph, Melvin, thank you for, and I'm sure anybody that loves what I do or loves in terms of like as a job, right, streaming, or loves playing FIFA or loves watching football, I'm sure any of you guys would love to do that as well, right? It's not like I'm the only one. Joseph, thank you for the question. Says, is there anything that could provoke you or stop you from playing FIFA completely? Gameplay, etc., etc., etc. And if so, what would it be? I love this game mode. So honestly, the only thing that would stop me from playing FIFA Ultimate Team, I think, is either a FIFA Ultimate Team stopped existing, or for some reason, EA just started banning my accounts endlessly. And literally every time I started playing their game, they just had a vendetta against me like they did in previous years, where they just banned my accounts over. That would stop me. I would then, I guess, play, you know, I'd probably get back into a version of Gran Turismo. We'd probably start playing that, and however many viewers we keep. But I'd probably mainly play games like Tarkov or Fortnite or H1Z1 when they bring back their remastered first map. Who knows? Honestly, man, that company is very EA-esque. It's unfortunate. But anyways, PUBG, those types of games, new games that come out, Red Dead Redemption 2, all of that stuff. I love gaming in general. I really do. So there's any number of games I would keep playing, but honestly, outside of Ultimate Team not existing or EA just saying, hey, we're not going to let you play our game ever, those would be the two things that would stop me from playing FIFA Ultimate Team. I love this franchise so much, which is why I'm so passionate about the game being the best version of what it can be. So moving on, due to the fact that EA, hold on, let's make sure we get a pack going. Due to the fact that EA are adding new features each FIFA, do you think that EA will ever delete the ones which people don't play as much? I think EA are trying to refrain from doing this with weekly objectives. So I think you've got two things going on in this question. First of all, they do that. So the first part of your question, do I think EA will get rid of stuff that people aren't playing? They do that already. So believe it or not, why they bring back and get rid of co-op play in FIFA, like where two buddies play on a console together. I used to do that with my buddies on Ultimate Team all the time. Wheezy, you used to see him on my channel. He's moved away now, so I don't really see him anymore. But, you know, I used to do that all the time. However, the large lion's share majority of FIFA players do not do that. So actually, the reason why they get rid of it is EA just looks at the like the numbers and says, dude, there's like 0.00001% of the community that plays co-op FIFA. Ultimate Team or whatever else. So let's get rid of it. We can put our whatever. They probably don't put any resources elsewhere, but maybe the thought is we can put our resources or stress on the servers or whatever in other places instead of co-op FIFA. So that hopefully should answer your question as to they do get rid of stuff that just don't get used. Now, I also agree with your other statement where I think they're using weekly objectives to drive traffic into parts of the game that don't get touched. So the fact that you see weekly objectives of play a couple of online single matches, play squad battles, go play online divisions, guess what? Those, by logic alone, you could assume are probably right now the most dead parts of the game. People are still going to be playing the draft. People are still going to be playing divisions to get into Weekend League. And people, of course, are still going to be playing FUT Champs. And on top of that, people that want to get into FUT Champs are still going to be playing the hell out of daily knockouts, right? So, yeah, I think absolutely they use weekly objectives for that. So thank you for your question, or I guess your statement. I agree with the large majority of it. Terrace Marco, thank you for your question, says, when are you going to do an IRL soccer football video? So I've been promising you guys that I'm going to do some sort of an IRL football video for so long. It never materializes. My little brother would love to do a challenge video with me. He plays for his high school team and stuff like that. I haven't touched a football in probably 3 years. And in terms of played on a team, I probably haven't played on a team in 10 plus years, maybe longer. So I'm sure he would smash me in a crossbar challenge or stuff like that. So is an IRL football video gonna come? Yeah, it's just logistics. Again, with my streaming schedule and all the things I have to do for YouTube, it's getting the free time to do it. Really, more than anything. But we'll see. Could bring some sort of a funny video. I think it'd be enjoyable for me. I don't know if it'd be enjoyable for you guys to watch. Luke Bachman, thank you for your question, says, what's one thing you've learned about yourself since you started streaming and YouTube? Okay. I've known this for a long time. However, it is exacerbated while playing FUT Champs. I have learned that I have an insanely low threshold for bullshit. Now, whether you want to say I have a short fuse to anger, I have anger problems while playing video games. I think all of that is one thing that I've discovered greatly, is that I like the mood swings I get while playing FIFA Ultimate Team are insane, especially FUT Champs. Like, literally, I feel like this game can make the calmest human being, like, to the point where they show, let's say, bipolar tendencies, where they're 1 second they're fine, it's good, the next second they want to literally smash their face through their own computer screen. So I've noticed that, like, at least with FIFA, and the combination of FIFA, FUT Champs, and then streaming and having people loving and laughing at me losing, etc. I notice I have a very short fuse. Like, I do not have a calm temperament when playing competitive games. I don't. So that's probably one of the things I discovered. I never really noticed that when playing other games. Like, I don't remember losing my shit really playing Gran Turismo. I remember losing my shit, playing against my cousins in FIFA again, but that's FIFA. I'm trying to think of other games. I remember playing like Rainbow Six Vegas and stuff, and those were pretty competitive games and whatnot. I remember being in like a team way back in the day of old school Rainbow Six Rogue Spear and playing like matches against other teams and dying to BS but not getting angry. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like my competitiveness in FIFA is the issue. Hamid, thank you for your question. Says, can you speak, read, or write Arabic? فيني احكي عربي كتير منيح. بيي وجدي وستي وعائلتي من جهة بيي من لبنان. So فيني احكي عربي كتير منيح بس ما فيني اقرا، ما فيني اكتب، ما فيني فيني افهم واحكي عربي بس ما فيني اقرا واكتب بعربي. So hopefully that answers your question. Chloe, thank you for your question. Okay, let's get rid of this. If you could live anywhere in the world other than Vancouver, where would you choose to live? So I, again, through my youth with living with my mom, again, and her not being able, us essentially living with my Oma. My Oma lived on the beach. And they bought the house on the beach for literally like $500 or something like that back in the whatever 40s or 50s or whatever it was. So they've always had that house literally since my grandma was, very young and married to my Opa. So because I grew up on the beach and being around the water in Vancouver and stuff like that, the dream for me would be eventually to move back to near or in view of or on a body of water. So whether that's move somewhere in Vancouver on the water, which would be impossible because of the cost of living out here, or somewhere where I could do that, and I don't know where that would be possible. One of my cousins moved to Hawaii, for God's sake, so maybe doing something crazy like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I would move to a body of water if I was able to move anywhere other than, you said Vancouver, so to a body of water somewhere. Dan, thank you for your question. If you could meet any player, manager, or anyone around football, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Ibra. I would love to spend a day with Ibra, honestly. I think that might be one of the funniest and funnest days ever. As long as he doesn't think I'm a dickhead. Hey, DeAndre Edlin, nice. That's awesome. I might actually build a squad. The next time we got to use silvers, I might build a squad around DeAndre and Opara, because we didn't get rid of Opara through the MLS SBC, if you guys remember. Dude, seriously, how many of these do I have left? What? Okay, it's not that many. Probably like 20 or 30 left. Okay. From Isam, thank you for the question, Nick. How tall are you, and what sport did you play while growing up? What was your position? So I am 6'2", or almost 6'3", so anywhere from 188 to 190 centimeters. I'm pretty damn tall. Growing up, competitively, I played soccer through my entire, essentially, years. And then in between all of that, I mixed with playing a little bit of hockey. And then when I got into high school, I had to split my time between soccer and basketball. Again, my family, for some reason, just saw my height and thought I should play basketball, and I was wasting my talent playing soccer. So I did that up until grade 10 and, made the senior team, but then decided to play only football, soccer, if you will, because that's what I love to play. So I was playing for both senior teams in grade 10, and I decided to quit basketball and concentrate only on soccer. Simon, and it paid off. I mean, we went to provincial finals, undefeated, losing to Notre Dame, those bitches. But anyways, they literally had like a full team of Italian players that I'm pretty sure, I don't know any of their names, but they're probably playing football somewhere through the MLS or God knows where. Simon, thank you for the question. He asks, look at all these players that I have from teams we've already completed. Crazy. Let's just open a silver pack real quick. Says, do you feel, oh wait, hold on, no. Simon asks, which is your favorite teams? What is your favorite teams in each of the top 5 leagues? So I don't have any, really. I have no horse in the race in any of the top 5 leagues. A lot of people have pointed out to me that I'm really not a Madrid fan. I literally am just a plastic that just like seeing awesome players play together, and I agree. So I'm not a fan of Madrid. Through questions that people ask me over and over again, such as if Leeds United and Real Madrid were in a Champions League final, who would you want to win? In a millisecond, the answer is Leeds. Other people asking, would you rather see Real Madrid win another Champions League or Leeds getting into the Prem? In a millisecond, Leeds getting into the Prem. So again, what team did I start watching first when I was super young? Leeds. So, yeah. Leeds is the only team I'm a fan of. So are there teams in the Prem that I enjoy watching? Currently, I enjoy watching Man City. They ball out. Previous years, Chelsea were fun to watch. Previous years before that, Leicester were super entertaining to watch. Now going on from that, in the Serie A, the only team I even pay attention to is my old best friend's team, the guy I still talk to this day. His nonno and his family's team is Udinese. They immigrated. They lived in and around where Udinese is and stuff like that. So growing up in high school and stuff, my buddy was a huge Udinese fan, and then also, contrary to his family's happiness, was a massive Alessandro Del Piero fan. So I like to see Udinese do well. In the Serie A, in La Liga, again, I mean, obviously I'd like to see Real Madrid do well, even though they bottled it this year. In the Bundesliga, I've got some weird soft spot for Dortmund, and I think it's because of their fans and the like their stadium and their football culture. In Ligue 1, I could care less. I don't, like, honestly. I've been to Nîmes, like, traveling. We have some family that lives in the south of France, so I spent like a month in Nîmes with my mom's uncle and stuff like that, and cousins and whatnot. So again, I'd love to see like Nice or Nîmes do well, purely again because of like just my experiences through my youth. And is there another major league that I forgot? Probably. Hold on. The Prem, Calcio A, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, La Liga. No, I've covered them all. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Imran, thank you for the question. He says, do you feel like you've completed the poor man road to glory? We get this question put a lot in my comments as well, because you've got the best player in the game, CR7, and a really good team. The short answer to that is actually no. Holy shit, I have a tradable version of that card. Dude, that guy's probably worth like 3-4K at least. That's awesome. So yes and no. No, because we have so much that I want to achieve on the poor man road to glory that I think, getting the prime Dino I want to work towards, getting the team of the year Messi. I want to work towards the prime version of Vieira. I want to have a god squad that most people can't even get by dumping thousands of dollars into the game. My goal for the end of FIFA 18 is to have a team like that. That's what I want. So have I completed the game? No. In what I want to achieve out of the poor man road to glory, I feel like I have not completed the game. Other people might have different opinions, right? Because everybody has a different opinion on what a road to glory is, etc. Was there a silver play? Hold on. Oh yeah, there's not many left. Oh my god, this is gonna be a 2-hour-long Q&A video. My goodness. So Emil says, how is it to be a big YouTuber streamer? I ain't shit. I'm not a big YouTuber or streamer, dude. I'm not. But anyways, moving on. And a family man father. Is it hard to do both parts at the same time? Love your content. Have a great day. Thanks, Emil. Yeah, it is. It's I know personally, I struggle on a daily basis of splitting my time between my family, and that's extended family, or my kids and my wife, and getting all of the stuff done that I need to do on a daily basis for my streams, for the clothing company, for my business relationships, and for YouTube. Now, I'm getting better. I'm forcing myself to take time off. Funny you even mentioned that. It's my son Ethan's sixth birthday party. He's 6 today. It's his birthday today. So this is all gonna stop early, and I'm gonna take an early day, and then I'm gonna go spend time with them. We're gonna go out, have a great time, go somewhere cool for dinner. So funny you mentioned that. Normally I'd probably work quite a bit later, and then we do something in the evening, right? But family's important. Family's the most important thing in the world to me. So I want to make sure I spend my time wisely. But in terms of your question, yeah, I have very great difficulty splitting up my time properly. This career, as amazing as it is very hard to have a healthy balance between family and life if you want to maintain a successful career. I think in content creation, I think it's very hard to mix the two, unless you're like one of the biggest creators out there that can upload a couple of videos a week and get millions of views. Sure, but for me, small time YouTuber, you know, I got to do almost daily content YouTube. You know, I'm not a Lyric or a Summit that get or a Ninja or a C's or whatever, where I get 15,000 viewers a stream or 25,000 or 40,000 viewers a stream like Shroud does. So no, I'm very grateful for my viewer base, but even financially, you gotta make sure that you grind, you work hard, right? I can't stream 3-4 hours a day. Like my work ethic wouldn't allow it, and financially, it just wouldn't make sense either. And I feel I would be squandering what I have worked towards. Needsy, thank you for the question. What new icons would you like to see introduced into FIFA 18 or even into FIFA 19? The biggest one for me would obviously be some of the greats. So like Zinedine Zidane, dude. I don't even know what team I would put together if Zidane was released as an icon. I'm sure he'd be as much as Ruud Gullit would be. But like a Zizou with 5-star skills, 4-star, 5-star weak foot, whatever. 5-star weak foot. Come on now. Let's not even have that argument. Get out of my face if you want to argue that. A Zizou would be probably one of the biggest ones. And then even bigger for me is if Ibra were, let's say, to retire this year for FIFA 19, imagine baby, mid-tier or end-tier and prime Ibra. Oh my God. That would be the first card that we work towards in FIFA 19, let's say, if EA released that. So hopefully that answers your question. Atif, thank you. Let's just quick sell this. Atif, thank you for your question. Says, what are the top 3 things you want to accomplish this year? So I guess that goes beyond, and why I wanted to answer it again is because it goes even beyond the other questions that were similar earlier on in this Q&A. One thing would probably be to get my health back on track. And I am beyond expecting now to get a ripped 6-pack like every year. I think I'm going to work towards and get back to being my like college jacked self. None of that's going to happen. You know, I want to get back to my prime like footballing days where I was ripped. None of that's going to happen. I am way too comfortable being a dad, gaming and streaming 12 to 15 hours a day, sitting in the same place. And I enjoy food far too much nowadays, and a bit of wine and a bit of beer on Wasted Wednesdays and stuff. So none of that's going to happen. But I would like to try and get back to some sort of a healthy style where, for the most part, I'm eating relatively healthy. If I want to go to McDonald's, F it, I'm going to McDonald's. If I want to take my kids out for dinner somewhere cool, F it, we're doing it. But overall, I would like to eat healthy if I can, when I'm able to. And same thing, I'm not going to sit there and beat myself up. This morning, I didn't work out. It's my son's birthday. Instead of working out for an hour, when I got up and spent time with him, hung out with him as he opened his presents and stuff like that. That's more important to me. But that's one thing I would like to do, is like get my health back on track. Another thing I would like to do is, and I struggle with this every weekend league, and I get called out on it every weekend league, but one thing I would absolutely like to do is recognize in general how lucky I am to be a streamer and YouTuber, even at my most salty while playing FUT Champs, while playing Weekend League on stream and stuff like that, I very often am grateful and acknowledge how lucky I am, but also very often I get caught up in just the competitiveness of FIFA, and I lose the grand scheme of things, dude. Like, you know, my family escaped a war before I was born in Lebanon. Like, again, I grew up to divorced parents, to a single mom. I went through so much in my life, and where I am now is at a point where I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be, and I need to constantly try and remember that while I'm angry at pixels on a screen. Like, so that's one thing I would like to do. Be able to recognize when I'm being an ingrate degenerate, and adjust accordingly. If that even means stop playing, oh my god. And he's untradeable, unfortunately. That's 10,000 coins right there, maybe even more. Oh, for some reason I thought he would be tradable. And then what was that? That's two things. And the third thing, honestly, spend even more time with my family. Get back on a slightly healthy track of living. Spend more time with my family, and then be more appreciative and grateful of what I have as a career. No matter how big or small that ends up being in the future. Conrad, thank you for your question, says, would you rather get your dream car but only be able to drive it for a year, or play in the Dutch or Lebanese national team for a year? It could include the World Cup or European Cup. Okay, so if I were to be so short-sighted and say I want to drive my dream car for a year, anybody in any future universe that hears me say that, feel free to punch me in the face. Because, come on, of course I want to choose playing for the Lebanon, or specifically for that potential moolah for the Netherlands. How am I going to feature for the Netherlands in the World Cup and not get signed to a pro team, and then ergo in a couple of years go buy my dream car and have it forever? Even if I only play for 1 year in the national team. There's no specifics about me then playing for the next 10 years for Leeds. So that's my answer. Obviously play a year, a World Cup for the Netherlands, let's say, or Lebanon. How sick would that be? Or Canada. You forgot Canada, bro. Imagine playing for Canada in a World Cup, getting signed to Leeds, balling out and taking them to the Prem, balling out in the Prem for a couple of years, retire. Just a dude came out of nowhere. It's 32-year-old Canadian. What the hell? Now played until he was 36 or something like that in the Prem, and now he's done? Set for life? Hell yeah, dude. All about it. I'd be like the even older version of Didier Drogba, and much shittier version. Anyways, Dylan. For those of you that don't know, Didier Drogba's career started when he was much older. And we all know what a legend he is. Dylan, thank you for your question. What or who inspired you to start YouTube and Twitch? So I was never inspired to start YouTube. I never had a plan to start YouTube. I would watch Twitch streams. I would watch way back when Justin TV streams when I was working. And I loved watching FIFA content even back then. I think on Justin TV there wasn't really much FIFA content from what I remember. Maybe Skills was streaming back then or something. I can't really remember. But specifically, Man vs. Game was even streaming back on Justin TV, and of the early infancy days of Twitch. And I would say my inspirations for wanting to start streaming was my love for football and FIFA Ultimate Team, and having and being part of a forum group that on a daily basis we talked about FIFA all day. And to me, I was just like, why don't we talk about this in my stream, or in a stream while I'm live, and I can talk to you guys live and you guys type in the chat. And in my head, that was just the coolest thing ever. To take the forum asylum that I used to be a part of in FIFA 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, and to take it over to Twitch. And that is exactly what I did. And that's how I got my initial 20 or 30 viewership on Twitch in right near the start of FIFA 14. Right at the start of it. In November 2013, I messaged all my friends in the forum saying, hey guys, I'm just going to go live on Twitch. If you guys want to come hang out and talk about all the stuff we talk about in the forums, come on Twitch and do it. Twitch is this, back then even, it was still a very small website, not super huge in any way, shape, or form. And we shifted a whole bunch of people from the forums that used to spend all day on the forum, then into my chat. And, we went from strength to strength from there. So I would say my inspiration to start Twitch outright was thanks to Man vs. Game. I admit that to this day. I loved what he did, and he's even older than I am. And just seeing an older person play video games and talk about video games and be entertaining was so inspirational to me. And then to be fair, also, I did enjoy watching Japes back in the day. Like Japes back before I even started streaming, would have, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 viewers back in the days of FIFA 12 and 13. And he was enjoyable to watch. And in the back of my head, I was like, dude, I would love to do what he does. I think I have the same personality, not as great at FIFA, but I'm just as passionate about the sport, and I'm a little bit more hyped up and rage-filled than he was. But I just thought that, you know, he was really, really fun to watch, and I thought I could do the same thing. So I would say, if you really had to whittle it down, Nep as well, to be fair, but that was YouTube. I watched Nep on YouTube way back in the day too. But again, I was never really inspired to start YouTube. For me, I just thought streaming was such a fun live thing to do. So yeah, having said that, I would say my inspirations were just my love for FIFA Ultimate Team to start Twitch, and Man vs. Game, and Japes, I would say, were probably the 3 things that gave me the will and the push to want to start streaming myself. And here we are, like 4.5 years later. It's crazy. So Nick, what Canadian or American reality game show? Dudes, I still have like 30 or 40 questions, but I think we're actually coming near the end of this, and this is going to be a 2-hour-long Q&A video. So are we done? I think I'm done. One more pack. Okay, so this is a question about like if I would want to go on another reality TV show. So if I'm not doing YouTube and streaming, hell yeah. I mean, if I wasn't doing this anymore, I would, it'd be hilarious to go on a reality TV show. Of course, I'd have to weigh the options of being away from my family for X amount of time, but I think it could be fun. So Dave says, I feel that you're a very charitable man, as this may be a very thought-provoking question. I want to ask you this. Which charity or charitable cause is most deserving of donations? Also, much love. Dude, any and all, now you need to look into charitable organizations because a lot of them are not run properly. A lot of them have a lot of overhead that they actually take your charity, and 10% of what you give gets to the causes that you're trying to help. So one of my things that I've always said before doing my charity streams, you know, I'm raising money for Make-A-Wish Foundation or the BC Cancer Foundation locally or Cancer Research UK, is you want to go with organizations that put as much of your money as possible. There's always going to be some sort of money that needs to go towards running things, of course, but put as much of your money as possible towards the causes that you want to help. And what charitable organization deserves it the most? Whatever one that you feel most compassionate to and most attached to, whether that's suicide prevention programs, whether that's mental health programs, whether that's cancer research programs, whether that's Make-A-Wish Foundation that helps out underprivileged or kids that are dealing with that have sicknesses and families that have issues to deal with. Whatever hits your heart the most is what I think is deserving of help, period. It's whatever it works for you. You know, and I hope that at least from my charity streams, you know, Castro's charity streams, other people's charity streams, the COD streamers yearly stream where they raise millions at this point for charity. I just hope that inspires more people to try and help out others, period. Pele in a Pack says, how long have you and Steph been married for? We got married on July... Oh, she's gonna punch me in the face. We got married on July 4th, of course, I can't forget the day, 2009. Holy God, wow. Okay, I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight. July 4th, 2009. So we've been together we've been married for almost 9 years. Now, we got married very young. You know, obviously no one in my family thought it was a great idea, thought I was crazy. We were crazy. We were so young. We'd only been dating for 3 years, maybe, or 4 years as kids. We started dating as teenagers, you know what I mean? So, like, we've been together for 13 years now. Dating for 13 years, almost 14 years. Time flies, man. My God, I'm old. Have you regretted your decision to not list it on the TV show? No, absolutely not. Short answer is, doesn't matter how beautiful that third house was that we got shown. It's more important for me to live in the neighborhood where my wife grew up. It's a very sought after neighborhood. Steph's parents live 5 houses away from us. Her sister lives 2 houses away from us. Ergo, Ethan and Mila's grandparents live 5 houses away. Ethan and Mila's cousins live 2 houses away. They literally walk over to each other's house every day before school. They hang out. They go to school together. I'll take not living in a mansion so that my kids can have that type of life growing up. I think it's very important to grow up with your cousins, with your close family members. It's very, very important. So do I regret not Listing the house, no, absolutely. There's not a single part of me that regrets it. I love my family, and have you seen the renovation they did on our house? Nah, I'm very happy to live in this type of a house. Dude, have you seen how big my deck is now? Steph Love sits. I was about to say Steph Love sitting on it, but then I tried to mute myself because I probably have a relatively young audience. But anyways, I have a big deck, and it's great. Much better than the baby corn deck I used to have. Okay, so that's the end of the Q&A portion. This video is probably going to be over 2 hours long. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I literally have, of the ones I liked, look at this. I literally have so many, and those are the ones I've liked. There was like 400 or 500. No, you know what? Let me not bullshit you guys with my endless exaggerations. 400 or 500. Come on now, Nick. How many actual questions were there? Okay, there were 254 questions asked for this Q&A. We read through maybe 50 of them, so thank you. I appreciate you guys for watching it. I am going to continue on with the recording here. We have a very few more things to do. I want to claim, obviously, my FUT Champ rewards, okay? And then I want to do a squad builder as well. So, FUT Champ rewards, we got 30,000 coins, 2 more mega packs for the big Team of the Year pack opening happening this week. This new week coming up, another 50k pack as well. We're up to 3.67. Of course, once I sell the players I bought for my new squad builder, I'll be up to, I think, almost 3.9, maybe, wait, more than 3.9. We'll be almost up to 4 million coins. Oh my god. Yeah, that's exciting. So there it is. We're ready to go for the weekend league. So let's complete the Marek Hamšík. I'm going to clean up the trade pile of items that we've sold. Did a bit of bronze pack methoding, and then started clearing out my my consumables again, right? With how many packs we've opened, non-expensive, super cheap ones, gold packs, jumbo gold packs and stuff. I had quite a few consumables. So, and then I'll do this after the stream. All these duplicates I'll list up. You know, we'll get some money back for them, or a lot of money back for them, hopefully. Oh my lord. Yeah, there you go. Still a few more consumables to sell. So I'll relist all of that. And then let's get over to, so we have finished, as you guys know, the Marek Hamšík SBC. We've calculated through what the actual cost in coins it cost me to do in terms of what I could sell and get coins back, and included in the 25,000 coins and included in the 40,000 coin cost of completing Juventus, which is under 40,000, but that's about what it cost us to buy these players. The overall cost now for this Marek Hamšík is 69,000 coins with 16 packs to open. I get yet another mega pack from the Juventus squad. We get 25,000 coins back for completing it. And of course, we get the 89 rated Marek Hamšík, who, in my opinion, initially looked like he would be a god tier cam. But actually, when I compared him to the Donkey on stream, the Donkey is actually better as a cam. To me, you throw an engine Chem Style on this guy, and he becomes one of the best right center mids in 4-1-2-1-2 in the game, alongside Hullet, Pogba, Goretzka, a few other of the big dogs. You know, Raja Nainggolan, Vidal. I think he fits there. Because with an engine Chem Style, he gets 83 sprint speed, 83 acceleration. He has all of that amazing finishing already, attack positioning and stuff, long shots, 5-star weak foot so you can shoot from anywhere, 89 vision, which would go up to, with an engine, I think it would go up to 94 vision, 80 something crossing, doesn't really matter, free kick accuracy doesn't matter, I've got plenty of free kick takers, short passing would go up to 96, long passing to 89, curve would go to 87, and then his dribbling gets boosted nicely as well, so he goes up to, I believe, it's 78 balance, 88 agility, 90, like almost 99 reactions, almost 99 ball control, almost 99 dribbling, composure is 87, and then he has okay defensive stats. Now, as a right center mid, he'll be getting up the field with his high medium work rate, so I don't need to worry too much, and 87 stamina. So that's how we're gonna do our quick little squad builder today for Weekend League around this dude, is taking into account that I want to use him as a right center mid. So he's gonna have actually 99 short passing. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. So let's go to gold. We'll go low to high. So he is going to be our central center mid as we start off the formation. I'll show you guys the formation as we finish. Very boringly, we're going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo as our winger to start. We're going to go with the Donkey as our striker? As our striker to start. There we go. Again, I want to use, this is probably going to be the final weekend that I get to use Chucky Lozano, because after this weekend, Team of the Year is out. We'll be able to probably work towards a Team of the Year Messi. So my final weekend, I'm going to have Lozano in the starting 11. He'll then be a super sub for us, of course. Yet again, a little bit more boring, but again, it's the final weekend we're gonna have this set up. Vieira is going to be our right CDM. As our right back, we're going to have Mr. Ricardo, the best right back I have, so might as well use him. Right center back, we're going to use, again, a little bit a boring option, but he makes every single one of my teams, obviously. As our right center back, there we go. And then, well, I could have easily just made the switch here, but our left center back is going to be someone that you just saw, if you were looking closely. Someone I haven't used very much yet, but we're going to put a Shadow Chem Style on him, and he looks like he's going to be a fantastic card. Medium high work rates, 4-star weak foot as a left center back is going to be fantastic. With a Shadow Chem Style, he will get 80 sprint speed, 85 acceleration. He has 83 strength, which is great. Stamina isn't amazing, but who cares? Center backs don't really need stamina. He'll then get, what, 99 everything other than heading accuracy? So I think he'll be a fantastic, fun card. He's nice and tall as well. Well, he's my height, so he's not a giant, but he's tall enough. So I think he'll be fantastic to use. And then yet someone else I have not used yet is someone I think a lot of you guys would have probably started piecing together, is someone that would get me a nice link to Marek Hamšík. So we're going to go with Mr. Allen at left CDM. So he gets a strong link. I don't need anything other than a soft link to get him on full chemistry here. I think that's a great setup. We got him obviously from our monthly rewards. I've already used him a little bit. He's super good. And already his stats, medium high work rates, he's going to be our left center mid. Okay, so he's going to be the more defensive minded box to box mid that we're going to use. But medium high work rates, great stats all around. I genuinely just don't know what chem style I'm going to put on him to make him even better as like a box to box mid. He's got great acceleration and sprint speed. I don't think he needs more. He actually has almost better stats than regular Conte, which I find incredible. Now, I could max him out and give him just Shadow. Again, he'd go to 89 sprint speed, 97 acceleration. Like, dude, my God, that's insane. 89 aggression. So I don't know. Maybe Maestro would be a big boost in passing, dribbling, and shooting for box to box. Or maybe Gladiator. I supercharge his shooting and his defending. So I don't know. Anchor could be a good one too. Just maximize his defensive stats. Build his strength up, because I think he does need a little bit more strength. Yeah, maybe Anchor. Anchor would probably be the right call. But anyways, I'll figure that out on my own. And then slightly boring at left back is the best left back in the game, and we might be getting him as a Team of the Year card. Maybe. I think it's going to be between Marcelo, Alaba, and Sandro that's going to get into the Team of the Year. So I got him on bid yesterday. He's used, but who cares? I'm only using him for this weekend. The market is just so cheap that how can you say no to 60,000 coins for the best left back in the game with already a Shadow Chem style? And then, I don't know, you guys let me know. Has the market crashed even more now that it's the weekend with waiting for Team of the Year? Like, maybe I've lost money on this guy. I have no idea. And then in goal, again, slightly boring. Could have gone with Van der Sar or, something like that. But I have not used him, and I wanted to, and I got him on bid. I was going to use his regular card, but I checked the price of this Handanovic, and I got this guy on bid for just a little bit below his going price. I think he's going for 140K right now or something like that. So I got him for 127, which I think is about the price he was when he was in packs. So the market has now crashed him back down to the price he was when he was in packs. But that's going to be the starting team, and I think it looks great. Got some cool players in there, but I think in terms of a meta, it's a very strong setup. And then what we'll do is we'll switch over to 4-1-2-1-2 in-game. And let me set up the squad to show you exactly how it's all going to be. So he's going to be our left center mid. CDM is going to be there. Right center mid. And that. So that will be the squad in-game. And you know, it'll get me to my gold 3 merchant status, hopefully quicker than later. Or sooner than later. Ronaldo left striker, Chucky the God. Look at this guy's stats through what, 2 weekend leagues now? And a bit of squad battles. Look at his stats as a right striker. People seem to think that I'm saying he's so good because I want his second informed price to skyrocket. No, look at that. He has as good of a goal scoring record as my regular Messi had, man. 56 games, 59 goals, 40 assists is mental. Ronaldo's stats, incredible as well, of course. 612 goals, 451 games. Insane. Costa is a donkey, but he's not a bad cam. Then we've got, of course, the hopeful animal, Hamsik at right center mid, Allen left center mid, and then the rest of the team set up like that. I think it's absolutely awesome. Hopefully it does well for us in the weekend league. That's going to be the end of the episode. I literally have a sore throat. I feel like I've talked for 2 hours straight with zero break. We did the Q&A for an hour and 40 minutes or whatever. So I'm going to end it there. I'm going to now start rendering out the video and all of that stuff. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Next episode will be our review of how we've prepared for Team of the Year. All the packs, the plan, the schedule, all of that stuff, and the hype build-up for Team of the Year. I hope to see you guys then. Thank you as always. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace! Okay. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to take a quick little commercial break, just so I can get this video rendering out. And I owe so many of you guys shout outs and thank yous and messages, thanks to your resubs and donations. Okay. As we were doing that recording, as I mentioned every single time, I turn off the alerts, right? I turn off the alerts and then, so it just lets me continue on with the recording. Fuck, chat, I kid you not. I'm dead. I'm literally dead right now. So yeah, I'm absolutely dead. So I'm going to take a few minutes here just to rest my voice, try and drink some water, and we'll be right back.